Everybody. This is my first time starting my podcast here. We got episode 1 of the Bacon Beacon podcast right now, and I'd like to thank Mike Menza for joining me.
How's it going?
Yeah, how is it going, Mike?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. Day's been pretty chill. It's still early. And...
Cool. Yeah. That's the best way to start a conversation. Hey, just like, hey, how's it going? It goes all kinds of places. So, you're in Endless Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's been good. We just released Paths of Contentment.
Yeah.
Back
Fucking
in
killer,
October.
by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love songs that I've been seeing you guys play for a couple years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few of them.
Some of them.
Like we snuck a new one on there, which was Cannibalistic Voyage, which we wrote to fill out the album. But yeah, the response on it's been awesome. People have been digging it.
Yeah. Same producer that Aphelion just used too. You know,
yeah,
Ryan Forsyth's fucking amazing.
He's done an incredible job.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded our EP for us as well. Rejected Atrocity.
Yeah.
Which he did, phenomenal job.
Right.
Engineering and mixing for us. And,
yeah, he always does so great. I love Ryan's work. It's so good to have somebody like that in town. You know, that we can just.
Well, yeah, and
get stellar.
He's professional. He's quick. He's like super easy to work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great dude.
Absolute sweetheart. Yeah, I love him. I call him Dad most times.
Right. Yeah, everybody calls him Dad. I like that. I'm working on a video of me and Clay and Dan going down to his place to do some editing, and I think we start that off with like going down to Daddy's Forsyth's house, and so.
Yeah, he made the whole process easy. Like, you go into a studio, it's clean, it's easy room to work in, and he did a killer job. We got Jake Satcher mastered for us, and
right.
That album turned out great. Response on it's been awesome.
Right. Yeah, no, it's totally been great. How have you been? Did you guys have your tour upcoming for that, or did you do much touring yet?
No, we haven't done much touring or played Winnipeg much for that matter since
right.
we've released it. A lot of it's just been like online campaigning, getting everything out there, mailing stuff out, and getting people into the album. So now that it's been out for a little while, we're heading out west from April 6th through to the 10th.
That's coming up, April 6th. Yeah.
So next month we'll be out on the road, which would be cool. So
Excellent.
We're doing Winnipeg, Regina, Edmonton, and Calgary.
Excellent.
There's only a few dates out. Band members are expecting kids right now, so.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully not me, but. So I mean, they've got to be home for due dates and stuff. So.
Yeah. No.
We didn't want to risk being on lives, 2.5, 3 week tour. And all of a sudden, I'm in labor. Oh shit, I'm in Edmonton. Who knows,
no, that's the worst. Really, any kind of shenanigans on tour is the worst. The bad kind of shenanigans.
When stuff back at home is like, I forgot to turn off my oven, and now my house is gone.
Oh, no, that's a whole different kind of thing. Yeah, I don't even know if I'd call that shenanigans all the way, but yeah.
Just commitments you have at home and stuff. Road's a funny place for goofy things like that to happen, right? We
with Dizzy Mystic's first tour through Edmonton and or just Alberta. We just did a couple just in Alberta, and we stayed at this B&B, this really nice lady's B&B, just outside of Red Deer, and forgot our GoPro pack there with like $600 of cameras and mics and shit in there. That was awful. And we were just 3 hours into the drive when we noticed,
Oh, did you guys end up getting it back? Did you mail it to you?
We did. We stopped and we like unpacked the truck at like this fucking nasty shitty porta potty, like not a gas station, like just like a truck toilet.
Roadside toilet.
Yeah. Oh, it was so gross, and I went in there and I was just like, no. I had to fucking use it too, and I was like, no, I can hold it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fuck. But yeah, so we took the whole truck apart there, and we ended up calling her, and she's like, no, I don't see it around there, and shit, what the fuck are we gonna do? And we're like, we don't know what to do if we're gonna go back there now. We got this show tomorrow.
You'll lose time driving back.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, it was on the day that we had like not such a tight driving schedule.
Yeah.
But so Jeff ended up, our drummer ended up calling her back, and like, because we figured that if we forgot it there, it would have been in a spot that was easy to miss.
Yeah.
So she in the 10 seconds when we were on the phone together, quickly grazing, was like, oh, I don't think I see anything. You know,
Yeah.
could have easily missed it. So just like we did, just like all of us did. So Jeff called her back and like walked her through, walked her around her own house on the phone, and it was like, look at here and here and here, and there she found it, and it was on top of the PVR box, and it was like the exact shape, size, and color of the PVR box.
Plastic boxes.
Yeah, totally fucking.
I think at most we've forgotten, like, you know, like a phone charger. So, we'll pick one up at the next gas station. With Solanum, the other band I play bass in. When we were on tour, Andrews was playing 3 rack toms and a floor tom. And when we were leaving our show in Barrie, we forgot that floor tom at the bar that we played in Barrie, and we're already...
Where's Barrie again? Ontario?
Barrie's in Ontario. Yeah, it's just before really getting into Toronto.
Right.
Beautiful city, but the band that we played with, we were playing with on our way back. So they took this, you know, the tom for us. And played the rest of the tour without it.
Oh, okay.
So Andrew's just having to rebuild fills while we're gonna drive in. And I mean, got back there and like, here's your tom. We're like, sweet. Super glad we didn't have to drive 5 hours back to go get it.
No, that's actually kind of similar how we ended up getting the stuff back too. We didn't end up driving back for it. We continued with our gig and got it on the way back.
Yeah,
because we were still on the way out, I guess, when we lost it. So, yeah, get it on the way back.
And no point on losing mileage.
No, especially like gas isn't cheap, and food and just everything on the road is
you got to be there for your
it's
show.
A life.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Totally worth it. And like, it's funny how like the road life is like thrilling, you know, like being like stuffed uncomfortably in like a shitty vehicle with all this gear, and like you got your homeboys there, so that's fun.
It's this really goofy thing, you know,
alive.
Like, people spend, you know, $2,500 to go on a vacation somewhere hot, and they stay at the same place for a week, where it's like, I'll take like maybe $200 with me.
Yeah.
I'm gone for 2 weeks. You know, it covers my food and booze for the most part. And I got to see most of the country with my band. Got to hang out, got to play, you know, different city to new people every night, and it's killer. It's, why would I want any other experience?
No,
you know?
no. I was listening to the Metal Sucks podcast today, just trying to find some new ones, and they had Chris Adler on there, and fuck, you said something about that. Yeah, it's the worst job that it's the best job that I would rather complain about. I can't remember exactly what I said. He's like, it's the job that I would rather complain about over any other job in the world, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like, you came in, you can work, you know, 9 to 5 in a cubicle or in a warehouse, whatever you do.
Exactly.
But, like, you know, once you kind of hit that certain point, you're like, this is, you know, not a second job, but it's your other side of your livelihood, right? Like, these guys are just, you know, people are musicians, and that's what they do. That's their life. That's what they've spent training and practicing for, is so they can play music to people, you know.
Yeah, it's fucking, I love it. It's such a, like, if like, you know, trade had that agreement.
Yeah.
I don't want to get like too crazy with all the politics shit now, but you know, like if we had, like, I always just fantasize about this world that doesn't exist, where we could like offer each other services instead of like raw money and stuff, you know.
Here's money, I'll do this for money. Well, I have no money, well, then I'm not doing it for you.
Yeah, exactly. But if every person like became an individual and crafted their craft, that was their individual thing that only they had, that was completely unique to them, that nobody else could do that like them, because it's their thing. No matter what the fuck it is, everybody's got one thing at least that you can do that.
Yeah.
People do that with lots. Look how much shit fucking Elon Musk does. But, you know, people have more than one of those things, but everybody's got at least one, you know. So.
Yeah, everybody's got a talent, something that they're unique at that can help somebody else out, right? And I guess that's kind of how musicians work. Got a drummer who can drum really well. Yeah. Cool. Let's start a band. We can't because you work 9 days a week. That makes no sense. But, you know,
right.
You got to find the right musicians to work with, you know. It's almost like the same thing. And,
yeah, we're lucky to be some of the few people in the world that can kind of do that thing now, you know, like just trade what you're good at for it. I mean, a lot of musicians have a job on the side. A lot of musicians love their job on the side. A lot of musicians make their job on the side also music. Yeah. You do that, you know, working at a music store and in the band and stuff. Yeah. This one. I think that might be a last year's, but... Not
Couldn't
super
tell
sure,
you.
but- Yeah, right. It's always a good day when you get those in the mail.
Oh yeah, it's like the old Sears catalog, except you're not jacking off to it as much.
Yeah, exactly. Or the old VHSs you find behind the dumpster on the way to school or some shit.
Yeah, I never took any of those. They were usually beside, I don't know, like diapers or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Geez, no, no. I never got in the
It's quicker to
mail
smash the microwave
subscriptions.
than
Yeah.
quicker to smash a broken microwave than steal a box of tapes.
Oh yeah. Jeez. That's always fun to do though. So have you done much touring, or how much touring have you done? Like
Decent
you
amount. We've
with all of different
played out,
projects
so
and
between
stuff.
like Solanum and Endless, we've gone east and west pretty far.
Mhm.
Uh, just recently with Solanum, we were on tour, did a couple dates out west. Again, a little smaller thing. Because it was we just got the first major snowfall,
Right.
so we didn't want to go out too long, get stuck out in the mountains because
Hmm.
that's brutal.
No, terrible. You don't want to be driving through the mountains in the heavy snow at all much.
No, so we did Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Edmonton, and back. Just a quick thing. Solanum's done quite a bit of touring. Endless has been out west a few times, so got a few weeks combined
Mhm.
amongst all of us right now, which is good. And it'd be nice to get out on the road. We've got a
Yeah.
couple other shows that are coming up after we get back from tour that I can't quite announce yet, which
Okay, well that's exciting. Always
which I'm
like
excited
a
for.
good,
Which
a good
is
I
cool,
can't
so.
tell you about that one. I
Yeah.
like that.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. The year's looking good for us. We've got new vocalists kind of in and out right now, which has been
Yeah,
kind
I
of a
was
strange thing.
gonna. You guys have a bit of a history of having different vocalists.
Yeah, rotating members, this revolving door. Yeah, like I mean, when guys can't commit to it,
Yeah,
we've gotta
everybody's
we
got
gotta
a
keep
life,
moving
and of
forward,
course,
right?
yeah.
So
No judgment about any of that or anything.
no, but
Personal.
we've had a few people who are helping us out right now and getting us out of this jam.
Hmm.
So we had Trevor Burney help us out over recently with Manitoba Metal Fest.
Yeah, which you guys killed, and
yeah.
everybody fucking killed, and we can just get into that in a bit because that was
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean that was cool. Like 10 years ago, I was telling you earlier, like I saw Damascus, and it was 18, 19, right at the front for the show because it's my second, third local show ever,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So I'm headbanging, I'm going hard, and I have my hand on the monitor, and Trevor jumps up and crushed my hand on the monitor with his foot, and I was like, fuck. Hand was fine, but it was like 10 years later, we're sharing the stage together for Metal Fest, and that was really
Yeah.
cool,
Wow,
And
that's amazing.
He learned all that stuff on a pretty short notice.
Yeah.
And,
So did he was talking about that on stage? Did Mike like help him? Mike the third help him?
Oh yeah, Mike the Third. Yeah, because had three mics.
Must have worked with him a lot. Like
Well,
coming up to the show.
Palmer helped out with a lot of that. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
his performance on the album is incredible. He, wrote really good lyrics. Like, he's got
Yeah,
lots
yeah.
and lots of stuff in there. So
Yeah, he's a really really creative dude.
very phenomenal guitar player too.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of words to learn, and only a couple weeks notice.
Mm-hmm.
We knew for a while, but we still have to make decisions,
Yeah.
book tour, and get all this stuff sorted out. But
Yeah.
he pulled through, which is good. So
So have you guys found a vocalist to tour with you yet?
yeah, actually, we're going with somebody tonight. We're keeping that kind of down
Yeah,
low.
yeah. Okay.
We'll see how tonight goes. The guy's had the material for a little while. He's been
Cool.
doing vocals for years.
Excellent.
He's got his own stature in the city, which is pretty cool to be working with.
Great.
So
I love that.
yeah, I mean, we'll probably get that announced probably in the next week or so.
Yeah,
who's
awesome.
coming out with us, which would
I'm
be
looking
cool. So
forward to finding out about that. And,
it's neat,
Yeah, yeah.
but Palmer set that bar so high,
right.
which is cool. So
Mhm.
we've got some really talented guys that come forward that are going to help us out right now, which is killer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with oh yeah, and we're going on tour next month. It's like, well, let's do this.
Yeah, that's great. That's such an exciting time.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really good time to tour too. Like the CD release tour, like there's so much strategy involved in planning, like when you release your album in relation to when you're going to tour. Like, do you tour before or after or both, or
Well,
release it while you're on tour? Some people do.
like sometimes it's really nice to like kind of. It's always good to go out and get your feet wet in other
Mhm.
countries or not other countries, in other cities.
As far as you can go.
As far as you can go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But like especially after you have an album out, That way, if you have something to sell, be it an EP or an older version of whatever you're doing, they'll be stoked. They'll pick up whatever they can if they dug you. And then we go out with new material, a new album. They're bringing more people in, and that's what's getting people excited. So in our case, like we had the album, finished recording by, end of 2016, but we planned, 9-10 months on how to release it.
Yeah.
So the album had been done for, quite a while.
That's
we wanted
great.
to make sure that we had our ducks in line. I was really, really wanting to do like a full 6-page booklet.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
took a little bit of time to figure out. It was my first time kind of piecing together a CD layout like that
Totally.
before.
Just thinking of like what do you think would be the coolest one that you can come up with, and let's make that.
Well, yeah, basically like I don't know. I loved sitting and looking through liner books and my CDs.
Yeah.
And you'd see like tons of lyrics. Sometimes band photos. Sometimes clips of the art tucked in the background behind the lyrics and stuff, and I'm like,
little goodies everywhere.
I want to do that. I want to have something tangible. As cool as just doing your album art, quick bullshit on the back of tracks, who helped produce what and who's in the band.
Yeah,
it's cool, but I want to give that a little bit more, right?
What type of? Well, no, I know what kind of finish you got, but I love the type that you guys, and you got like not the glass or the breakable plastic one,
Yeah, we did ours in the breakable plastic.
Oh, really? Jesus.
Yeah, we thought about doing...
I'm fucking mixing it up then.
No, we want to do we thought about doing digipack.
Okay.
But I don't know, it's expensive, and for what it's worth. Yeah. I didn't really look at the prices. It's like, let's just do the jewel case.
Right. Yeah.
And no, it's available digital and all
I
that
totally
kind of
like
shit too, right?
the softer ones.
Yeah, I love them too. I just find they don't hold up in vehicles too well, right?
Yeah,
it's like
right.
one of those drops on a wet floor from your boots melting. Well, now I got a soggy CD.
Oh, geez. Yeah, especially in winter. That was something that I would have never been able to know this as a Winnipegger, but my drummer Jeff moved from BC. He's only been in town a few years.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, something about Winnipeggers that I discovered when I moved here is they don't give a fuck about getting snow in the bottom of your car. They just coming in there, they're like, it's on my boots, it's getting in your fucking vehicle. I mean,
they didn't even try to tap it off.
No, exactly. And so he's so always like, can you tap off your boots? Not really, but
I try to if I'm
once or
into
twice,
else's
and then
car,
now I just tap off my
got
shoes. But
foot downpour down or now downfall. It's like, nah, get over it.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no. So I really find a lot of bands they kind of skip that. Like they're so excited that they have a process or a product.
Yeah.
They're so excited that they finally like got all the recording and the mastering, and they like have something that they're ready for people to hear.
Yeah.
And they just go out and they just throw it out there to nobody.
Well, yeah, you
got to
didn't
set up
do
all
any
those
hype
ducks.
or build up to it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I understand being, say a first release or something, and I've had previous bands where you drop your album and it's like, oh cool, we just got like, pardon me, like our mix down, let's release something. Well, it's like, well, to who?
Yeah.
You haven't said to anybody your album's done. You haven't set a release date. You're just like, here it is.
No,
Yeah, which can be cool if you're like
anybody to
if you're
tell
doing a
them that it's
single,
good
but you're
or
gonna mail
something.
stuff out, and get it out to universities, get labels, like
all kinds of stuff.
Especially if you can get a distro deal with a label, that's killer. They pay for a portion of your album, and they send stuff out to you.
I'm gonna try and find this thing if I can.
Yeah.
We were just looking at this PR agency. They're so crazy. What are they called? They're called Hold Tight PR, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can find it, you'll see the list of artists and companies that they work with. Like some of the biggest shit, and they just have like a contact us section. Like, are you a band that wants your shit, like your tour promoted?
Well, PR is huge. Like,
exactly, it's almost all of it. Like,
well, and that gets like a ton of the legwork of just like figuring out who to get in contact with, who to mail to, who to, which is a process on its own. Where if you're working a full-time job and you've got 200 other things to do, it's really difficult to focus on, doing all your social media stuff, doing all the email and radio coordination and booking interviews, scheduling interviews, and following up with that. Typically a PR company
crazy.
will do all the email
That's
blasts
their
for
job.
you, and they'll line up interviews for you. So all you have to do is be like, hey, yeah, I can do
Mhm.
12 a.m. on a Thursday for a midnight radio metal show,
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
sick, and it's really cool. Those interviews are fun, you know.
Mhm.
It,
Yeah, no,
like I said, it just
it's so much work to try and do that yourself, or like even just your bandmates, like you're saying. That's like
and there's guys out there that can do that,
that,
right?
and
It's just
it's not even that they can do that. That's what they're there to do. It's
Yeah.
their job, like that's what they've developed their skill set in,
yeah.
and they're the people who are good at this. I'm just trying to get to this clients thing here, but it's been a little
Oh,
glitchy.
there we're almost there. Oh,
Well, it was working. For some reason.
Awooga to release debut album.
Yeah,
They better be watching this. Never heard of them.
I feel like that's like a great big C kind. I don't know.
I
Like
couldn't tell you.
I don't know, like a Chumbawamba.
I couldn't tell you. I think these
Me
guys would
neither, I
probably
could not
play
tell you at all.
something tuned low and played slow.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, they do look more like that. I mean,
But I have no
the
clue.
name and the image is a little contradictory, and I don't know why this isn't clinking here. For some reason, this thing's giving me a little bit of.
So Aphelion, have you guys done any
Oh.
PR stuff in the past?
Like a company?
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah, like we went with Asher Media when we released our EP, and
Mhm.
it got us tons of exposure. Hey, there's Tosin Abasi.
Yeah, man. Look at this
Look at
fucking
that
list.
guy.
Like,
He's real great at guitar.
yeah, he is real great at guitar. And he was only on here for like 2 seconds, so YouTube can fuck off with their censorships. But yeah, those are all record labels, right?
Yeah.
Just the record labels who have a whole
distribute it,
horde
right?
of band inside them.
Yeah.
Bands, obviously, and then yeah, here's the actual bands that they're associated with, and it goes on. And yeah, like you can just contact these dudes. I think the CEO is one of the dudes from Metal Sucks.
Oh, cool.
It might be Metal Injection.
I have to look
It's
into that.
one
yeah.
of those two. So I definitely half got that wrong, but I half got it right. So, but there's like sixth is on here, and structure and volumes, and see intervals, ion dissonance.
I saw like Black Crown Initiate.
Yeah.
Tons of bands.
Fucking King Goat.
Necro Goblin.
Necro Goblin.
Nick Johnson's a fantastic player.
This guy. Oh yeah.
Wicked.
Oh yeah. He
wicked,
looks like a.
bluesy, jazzy fucking
Wow.
guy. He's really an awesome guitar player. Really good phrasing. Polini's fantastic.
Yeah, I fucking love Pliny. I saw a video from NAMM this year of Pliny on stage with Mohini Day.
Oh yeah, she's one of the best bass players, man.
She
just
just
flies.
fucking.
You seen footage of her
destroys-
playing with Steve
oh,
Vai before?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, she's a killer bass player.
She fucking blows my mind. Yeah, I wish I like. It makes me feel good about my playing. How much I feel like shit about my playing after watching shit like players like that.
It's
you know?
always
And
good to
like,
feel like shit about your playing,
Right?
'cause, it reminds you that you're not as good as you thought you were. There's guys who go, I know everything about guitar. Well, do you really? Because
Yeah, he probably could know. I bet you I could find somebody who knows more.
and there's always more to learn, right? Like,
Yeah,
you gotta-
exactly. Not like you ever
And I mean-
have learnt it all at one point.
No, but I mean, you do music instruction and stuff as well, right? So
Yeah.
There's always something you can learn, even if you challenge yourself, every week
Mhm.
to, I want to learn how to, let's say, play slap. I can't play slap to save my life on my bass,
Right.
but.
But you use a pick a lot too, though, and I can't use a pick for more than like half a song. My thumb starts cramping up, and like my aim is all off.
Well, when I first started playing bass, I played with my fingers. I was
Right.
doing like death metal stuff, and my dexterity was there, my calluses were there.
Right.
And then when I got into Solanum, I'm like, I'll try to get back into this, playing bass with my fingers. I hadn't played bass in a while. And I'm like, this stuff is way too ripping fast and needs definition. I'm going to play this stuff with a pick.
Oh, yeah, no, I guess I mean, we've known each other for a few years now.
We've performed together a couple times.
Yeah,
We did the Cannibal Corpse
Aphelion's
show.
debut show was, that's where we met, was at the Cannibal Corpse show.
Yeah, you guys gave me like a week's notice to learn like 5 Cannibal Corpse
Yeah,
songs.
you definitely jumped in at the end. I remember you showing up there with all these printed tabs and just
just
scrambling
as a
with
reminder
the tabs.
to like,
That's so
okay,
good.
yeah, right, this is this riff, right.
I love being the dude who's like tripping over all the tabs. I was so like that when I first started with Dizzy stuff, because Kyle actually like hand
They
wrote
had
all the
charts for
fucking tabs.
everything, yeah.
I'll show you it. It's fucking. I gonna sell these for kajillions of dollars one day. But yeah, he fucking tabbed out by hand the entire album for rhythm guitar and bass.
And wrote your bass parts too. Like,
Yeah. And then I went and spilled coffee on it.
Very tight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's incredible.
fucking-
Like I have a bunch of manuscript paper that I really haven't dug into. And
I like this kind of like just have
that
blank
stuff,
score
where you
paper.
just score
Yeah,
paper.
totally,
Exactly.
totally. There's a really good website, blanksheetmusic.com. But now you just said you have a bunch of paper.
I bought a booklet. It's got like
Right.
300 pages in
Oh
it.
yeah,
I
killer.
think I've used 5.
Oh yeah.
But
I use it for scrap paper a lot. I like, I'll have like a bunch of just gibberish written down, you know. Loud as fuck. But
Sweet sound.
yes, yes. Yeah. Fuck. Got distracted now about that.
But having like
Yeah,
something
the
tangible
blank
like that,
paper.
like I mean, a lot of how Endless and Solanum write is will come. There's not much like theory or transcription behind
Mhm.
what's written. Sometimes we'll get to a point where maybe you have to tab out. A lot of the new Endless stuff's got lots of weird chords in it where we're not just playing power chords as much anymore.
Right,
We
right.
are just ripping a melody. I'll kind of just write out the chord diagram for it,
Mhm.
but we'll figure out the rhythms together
love
by
chord charts.
ear and watching, right? So.
That makes sense as a bass player.
Well, yeah, and
yeah.
like kind of having an idea of what they're doing, and allows you to, expand and write and syncopate
Yeah,
parts and stuff
totally.
like that.
I was having a writing sesh a little while ago, and a buddy of mine came up with these really cool chord progressions, right?
Yeah.
Like, he writes these really flavorful progressions, like, each one of them is in a different key, but it's like, it doesn't sound off or, like, disjunct or anything. It just sounds, like, really exciting and
Yeah.
interesting and colorful and awesome. But I was like, I can't write an appropriate bass line unless I know, like, what chords those are in what keys those chords are in, and to know that I need to know what notes you're playing, and then I need to like extrapolate out of that.
Yeah.
So we went through all of his chords, and we went through every note in all of his chords,
So you can figure out
Yeah.
where you can go.
and then that was a little tedious. But once I had all of that, I was just like, boom, fucking golden. Like now the shit wrote itself at that
Yeah.
point almost,
Well, and for a lot of my guitar playing, I've been self-taught. Like I've had a handful of guitar lessons.
Hmm.
I can maybe count them on 2 hands, but I
Yeah.
didn't go to like any school or really,
Mhm.
like I took piano from when I was like 4 to about 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
Did nothing till I was about 13, 14. Pardon me. Then my junior high offered guitar for the. Oh, pardon me.
Wowda.
They offered guitar for the first half of the semester and kind of fell in love with the instrument from there. But I learned your C chord. I learned how to read chord charts. I understand notation and time signatures and stuff like that. But I also understand where.
And you got that from lessons? From guitar lessons?
I kind of retained it from piano.
Oh, okay.
When I was like, oh wait, a lot of this makes sense on guitar. As I
Yeah.
did with piano, I found this old box of shit.
And
Projects
it's
and
weird
stuff
how
which I
like,
had on my keyboard and
it translates on
It-
piano in that way,
well,
right?
and it's kind of a universal language, right? Like I could
Mhm.
write you down the tablature, the notation of whatever, and mail it to you on the other half of the world. And it doesn't matter what language you speak,
Mhm.
music's still the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You
the
know?
best part about it.
But,
Is that and like when you really look into that too, the fact that like somebody that you may have well, I was going to say nothing in common with, but aside from music, because that could just be everything in common, of course, and that's kind of the whole point with this, but
Yeah,
like you can't communicate with this person in any fucking way, but if he's a musician, then you can create these representations of reality, kind of. That's an idea I was turned on to recently that I think is kind of why music is really impactful, is because it kind of speaks to us in this language that we don't necessarily actually speak. It
Yeah.
kind of bypasses our brain and our interpretations, and we just react to music.
you don't even need to know each other's language.
Exactly.
Which
and
is it's this really cool thing, Like
it's such unity in that experience, It's
if
cool.
I sat there and wrote out a piece, I could just send it to a guy in Japan to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
play.
And you come back and fucking probably with something, and then you just be like, holy fuck, like in that kind of
Yeah.
situation, because I'm always so like impressed by that kind of stuff. I love working with other musicians. I love working with musicians that I haven't worked with before. I love working with like musicians who are just like so fucking mind-blowingly just like how are you moving that fast, and
Yeah.
it's just great. I fucking
It's
dig
always
for
cool,
that
like
shit.
being able to jam with other people too, where there's not that commitment. Oh, we should start a band. It's like
Yeah.
cool. Like we came up with something out of the blue.
Mhm.
That was sick. Like we should try to do it again sometime.
Mhm.
Like there's that aspect of things which I love doing, especially when you get in the room with like a sick drummer.
Yeah.
Be it if you're playing guitar or bass. You know there's just something cool where if the guy's right on time and you're on time, you can just keep playing riffs over 4 bars, switch up
Mhm.
the riff based on their fill, and
Yeah.
and that's kind of what gives that freedom of music
Totally.
is
Totally.
kind of just being able to jam
Yeah.
without a further commitment. Like oh cool, like that was a one-off thing.
Right.
You know,
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's great. Um, it's like it's almost good because it makes you want to make a band there, and then that's what's so fulfilling is like, oh, I know that it was good because I want to do that again, but it was just like
yeah,
that one time. That's a good like to double up on that. That's a good writing technique in composition. Is if you have like a really really excellent part that's just like
yeah,
one little riff, just do it one time and one time only,
yeah.
and
Like
that
no
makes it
point to
that
come
much
back and
juicier, and it's the same thing with those one-off jams. It's fucking
yeah.
makes it that much better. I love it.
Well, and even
Yeah.
then, like sometimes you'll have something that sparks an idea for another one of your bands, right?
Mhm.
Like I'll be jamming with somebody, I'm like, ooh, I kind of like what I was doing there. Like,
Mhm.
store that in the back of my brain and
Yeah, yeah.
bring it to Endless or Solanum and go from there, right?
Mhm. That's the whole. Oh, I just could go on and on about the beauty of like that interaction, and when you like talk to other people and when you interact with other people and you exchange ideas and you actually like have the freedom to be open and express yourselves between people like without judgment and rejection and
Yeah.
just accepting like people because you want to be accepted essentially, so why would I not accept anybody
When there's
and
some
all
people
this
with
and
like the shittiest social skills, like they'll
mhm.
stand in the corner with their hood up, right?
Yeah.
And then the second they have an instrument in their hand, they're golden. They're like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this is what I do in my spare time.
Yeah.
Like, and they're sick, and that's that person expressing themselves, where they won't talk to anybody else in the room. They'll kind of just hang back to
Mhm.
themselves. But you know, music's a cool thing, man.
Totally. Totally. Yeah, I really think it's kind of it's representational of the nature of the world. Is kind of the main reason why I think it's that impactful. Because we try and figure shit out as we go around doing stuff.
When you can express yourself,
But
like
we
if you're
can't
feeling
really figure shit out.
relaxed and chill, you might play something a little softer or a little bit more melodic. Where if
Hmm.
you're pissed and angry, you want to write some death metal or some
Hmm.
grindcore.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn your amp to 10 and go, right? And it's cool how it's interpreted like that.
Hmm.
And you know, it almost doesn't matter how much schooling you have. It's about the expression behind what you're
Yeah,
playing.
completely.
The
Like, who
the
are
conviction,
you?
the conviction behind it.
Yeah.
Like if your thing is playing, like 4 chord songs, ripping fast, and you're doing that with conviction,
Hmm.
it's all that matters.
Exactly.
Oh, it's on a key, doesn't matter. You fucking played it.
Hmm.
You own that.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I read that I think in one of these music books. I have maybe that one in there. It says like in the difference between scale, or like in the chapter about going from scales to music. It's like
Yeah.
a note can sound wrong. The right note can sound wrong if you play it without confidence.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly
And the
it,
wrong
right?
note can sound right if you fucking own it.
Well,
You know,
and that's exactly it. Like, and not to say like I said, I've had a handful of guitar lessons,
Hmm.
but if that was one thing I took away while I was writing music was, you don't have to stick to these rules, so to speak. When okay, cool, this part's in A minor. I don't need to keep it in
Hmm.
A minor. I can add a weird note, but as long as I play with conviction
Yeah.
and then make it there, that's what writes that song for you, right?
Totally.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys, especially like a lot of lead players I find where oh cool, I've got the solo, it's in this key, and I can go up and down 10,000 times, super blazing fast, but
Hmm.
I've got no feel behind it because it's all just scales I learned from a Guitar World magazine.
Yeah. Oh,
Right,
I
so
fucking spent a lot of years in that category. I still struggle with like, but that was something I learned quickly when I started like learning the modes and stuff, which is just scales.
Yeah.
And then I just practice them, and then like that was the muscle memory, and it's like
Well,
when
yeah,
you
and
when you
scales help
write
you
and you're just
build up.
writing scales.
Scales help you build up all that
Yeah.
finger hand-eye coordination.
Mhm.
Well, hand-to-hand coordination,
Yeah.
really.
Well, yeah,
To
yeah.
make sure your pick and your fingers are moving fluently, and there's a lot of major fundamentals behind
Yeah, and like technique
knowing your
practice and
differences between
scales.
mixolydian and aeolian, and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
There's a lot
Completely.
behind there that
Totally.
studying and knowing is something I think everybody should go in
Mhm.
and at least kind of understand those core concepts
Yeah.
behind how scales work.
Yeah,
Just simply even just as a warm-up tool. You don't have to write to them.
yeah, yeah. No, totally. I use scales as my warm up most of the time now. Is I just do scale practice, and I do scale practice for almost everything I'm doing. That's like meant to improve my technique somewhere. Like
Yeah.
if I'm doing speed practice, sometimes you also want to do speed practice training with with like a lick, like a cool musical lick. But like scales, like how fast can you fucking go? Like just see how fast you
Let
can
it
go, and
go,
eventually
yeah.
you'll fucking plateau, and then you just get there until it's fucking normal,
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
pretty good.
I mean, I do the most minimal musical things, like when I do warm-ups, the more just finger exercises, right? So I'll walk up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each string, but then I'll, go back down and I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kind of almost sounds like Looney Tune character falling down the stairs. But then I'll switch it up and I'll lead with my middle finger ring and then index middle. So do 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 do, and then go back up. There's nothing musical about it, but it's getting your brain and your fingers thinking differently than the actual scale. I think it took part of it from that Steve Vai 10-hour workout where it's just like.
Okay, walk me through that again a little slower. I missed the hands that you're doing. I feel like giving you one of the guitars to actually.
Let's do that quickly.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Do you want a guitar or bass?
Throw me a bass.
Do you want a full one or a big one or a 5-string? I got a little one.
Let's do a 4-string.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my little one and you can tell me how much you love this bass because I fucking love it.
It's tiny.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then the next
I do like that one too.
And then I might try string skipping it, right?
Oh jeez.
And it's not musical.
Mm-hmm.
It's really dumb, but it's
that's getting a lot of good shit in there though. You can see it's your fingers learning how to do those different motions that you're gonna run across in music, and you're just gonna be like, bleh, if your fingers never made that motion before.
Yeah, and I remember I was learning some Iced Earth when I was younger, and somebody would be watching. It's like, oh, how do you do all that string skipping stuff? I'm like, I never thought about the technique of string skipping.
Right.
I just knew I had to hit that note without touching the other string.
Yeah.
And like when you're picking that fast, it's just like, wait, I don't want to hit that note above it, or I'm gonna fuck everything up.
It'll be a wrong note, and it's gonna fuck your pattern. And
it doesn't matter with how much conviction I'm gonna play that one with.
That's wrong.
That one's wrong. But,
yeah, totally.
But like having those skills and kind of just not thinking about the theory aspect of it, and this is what your fingers have to do.
Yeah,
it was kind of like a thing I had to. That I just kind of subconsciously taught myself when I was playing guitar.
Yeah.
It kind of once I got to the point where I'm like, ooh, I kind of like metal and stuff. Like I was getting into Iron Maiden and Metallica. Right there was like, I want to learn how to play that fast. I want to learn.
Yeah, Cliff Burton was the dude that got me into metal.
Like, oh yeah, I worshipped Cliff. I still do.
Me too.
Still monster bass player, but like, I didn't think about the theory of or what was going on when I was learning these songs.
No, not back then.
Oh, cool. Trapped Under Ice sounds really cool. I don't know what's going on, but I learned these chords, and that's the tune, right?
Yeah.
And totally. When you start messing those songs up, you start writing your own.
yeah, exactly, and that's where it all comes from, like the earliest Aphelion stuff. Me and Clay had just learned like 3/4 of the Fortress album.
Oh yeah,
from Protest the Hero, and when we did that, like that was in a couple months. We learned Sequoia Throne, and we were just like, hey, this new band, they got a pretty good guitar player. They do sweep picking and tapping and stuff, and Clay. And then we learned it, and we would play it together, and just like, oh, we got to learn more of this, and we did, and then we started writing stuff together,
Inspired
and it
by
ended
it,
up
right?
sounding like not even on purpose, but just because that's the stuff we liked, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
you
like
guys-
we
that's
liked
what you
playing
guys are
that kind of
jamming, right?
riff. Those are the type of motions that our hand has gotten used to.
Yeah.
You know, it's also the same effect for why Lars sucks nowadays, is
Oh,
because he
man.
only ever plays his own shit. Like you're
what-
rich, take a drum lesson.
Fuck. You know, when
That's why he doesn't take drum
Demolition
lessons.
Hammer like took the stage at Manitoba Belfast, and I can say this for real, fucking Demolition Hammer, Razor Sacrifice, DRI, all these bands that have been just fucking kicking it for years, still going harder than ever, and you see Metallica half-ass, it's like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna pay $165 for
Yeah,
your shittiest ticket.
right?
Like, can we
For your purple glowing coffins.
yeah, if you can we step it up, please? Can we change
Yeah.
the international standard?
When I saw, well, I feel like there is a standard that they're just not living up to.
It doesn't
I
matter
mean,
though,
like, they were
because
touring
anytime he
with
hits a snare drum, he makes $5.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Fuck. But he was like when I first the one and only time I saw Metallica, which was after I didn't really like Metallica anymore, but I was like I have to go see them to like pay my respects, you know, and yeah, so me and Clay went, and it was Gojira and then Lamb of God and then
Yeah,
Metallica
that
at the
was at the
MTS Center.
MTS
It was
Center,
like a
yeah.
sick show. They were in the middle, and that was how first time I saw Gojira, who went on to be like my favorite band for
Oh, I
years.
saw Gojira years ago. They had opened for Machine Head and Lamb of God
Oh.
at the Burton Cummings Theater.
Yeah, that would have been fucking heavy.
That was really cool, but like Metallica was my first
Mhm.
concert.
Oh, wow.
And I saw them, what was it? It's grade 9, so yeah, 2004. May 9, 2004 was my very first concert ever. Godsmack opened for Metallica.
Nice.
And this is like right at the peak of where I'm like, I cannot get enough of this band. I'm just starting to get into guitar, I'm starting to get into metal.
right.
Just growing on my hair. It was like, you know, just a little bit
Mhm,
past my
mhm.
ears, but I was able to headbang, you know, and
Those
that was
pivotal
killer.
years.
Like, I mean, the one thing is they still put on an incredible show, and you also kind of like, as much as I love to slag on the band, and you know everybody does, it's like, you know, it was still a really cool concert.
Mhm.
But you know, like when you see bands
Yeah,
that
no,
have
it
been
was a
around
great
as
experience.
long,
The whole thing too.
just still killing it. They don't have to down tune
Mhm.
their guitars, so
Mm-hmm.
you know a guy can't sing, and they don't have to dumb down their double kick parts because their drummer, you know, can't play the parts. They get a new drummer.
Like they're not hard parts to begin with. I mean, Black Sabbath is touring with. When I saw Black Sabbath not long
Yeah,
ago
Tommy
with Ozzy,
Clufetto's drumming for them.
it was where's he from?
Shit, he used to drum for Rob Zombie. He's done tons of stuff, but
Oh yeah, he was fucking great. He stole the show.
he's a wicked drummer.
Yeah,
man.
he fucking did like a half an hour drum solo at that Black Sabbath show.
Yeah, he did. Was it in Evil Woman somewhere? I think.
Oh.
I can't remember, but yeah, he's a monster drummer.
He looked like a huge dude. Like he looked like his arms were like 10 miles long.
Yeah, that guy.
It's hard to tell when they're sitting behind a drum kit, but he looked
Yeah.
like he was tall.
You know, I watched that one from the 300 level,
Yeah, I
the
think
back
that's
of
weird.
the arena that was at. That was wicked though.
We probably weren't far from each other. I was like, say the stage is here. I was like in the back and maybe just over to the left.
Okay, cool. So we were probably
Yeah.
a section over
Yeah,
from each
yeah,
other.
totally.
Yeah.
Ozzy's fun to watch. He doesn't let the crowd chill out.
Well,
Like
no,
Ozzy's
he's-
not letting you sit down when you come to see him.
Oh,
We
battery.
might be at 40 minutes. That might actually be capacity for the video. So why don't we take a break
Yeah.
and we can continue this momentarily. Let's take a little break.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back here for part 2 of episode 1 with Mr. Menza here after cycling some SD card data onto the computer. Now we are back.
Only a short break.
Yes, yeah, no, it was a blink of an eye for you guys, so that's all right.
Literally.
Yeah.
We should have switched spots.
yeah, exactly. I'm also realizing if that should be on there, but I'm sure
We
it's
should probably
paused.
close it
It'll-
anyways.
Yeah, I don't. Is that
We don't own that guy's
because
face.
it's not on?
He didn't
Well,
sign-
yeah,
he-
exactly.
He didn't sign a waiver to be on our podcast today.
Yeah, that's why we have a limited time. I don't even know where the cast is coming from. I think it's still just the old one that my phone was doing, but I took it off. Yeah, you can just. Ciao. I was gonna ask you to do that.
There you go.
So what's the date today? Do you know the date? Was it like
It's
the 19th
today
or
the
something?
19th
No.
or the 20th. I think it's the 20th. What's it today? I think it's the 20th. It could be the 21st. 21st, the latest.
21st.
Holy shit.
Good mind. So last weekend was Manitoba Metal Fest.
Yeah.
And it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's
I was there. You were there?
Yeah, I played it, ran the stage there. That was fun. Like, Manitoba Metal Fest is one of my favorite events that happens.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Winnipeg.
I think those are kind of the three biggest metal events in Winnipeg right now is Metal Fest, Manitoba Metal Fest, Chadstock, and Winnipeg United.
Yeah,
me,
like
those are
as
the-
far as like getting, the whole community out.
Mhm.
Yeah, those three in particular, really draw people out. And just like Manitoba Metal Fest, like Corey Thomas,
Yeah.
has been
Such a
running
hero.
Ninja Cat Productions, and I mean I've known Corey for years too. And every year he just steps it up with the bands that come into town.
Mhm.
To have Cancer Bats headline the first night and
Mhm.
Demolition Hammer hit it up the second night.
Yeah.
It was like two very diverse bills, two very different headliners, and like two very different shows,
Yeah.
all within the same fest. And like both nights were killer. Both
They were
nights had
packed.
insane crowds,
Crazy moshing, like all
tons
night.
of
Fuck.
moshing, tons of killer tunes, the stage divers, like
Yeah, the crowd surfing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
yeah, no, it was sick.
Yeah. There was a few times where I just, like, was in the crowd and just, like, you get somebody thrown onto you.
Yeah,
And you're just like, oh, crowd surfing that I didn't know was coming my way.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
The other one is falling down in a mosh pit. I've become kind of good at.
Yeah, it's just like you fall back and you hold your arm up and hope somebody picks you up.
Well, there's that, but then I whenever I fall down in the mosh pit now, I tend to like be in a huffle. Like it's like I don't get knocked down in there super easily unless it's like a huge dude that catches me from
Rolls you
behind or
over,
something,
yeah.
But yeah, there's tends to be a bunch of shit going on there. So I was right at that moment I go, and then other people trip onto me, and this is like 3 or 4 times. The last couple times, it always happens where it's like I'm at the bottom of the dog pile.
Yeah.
It's like there, and then people are getting thrown off of you,
Yeah.
but you're at the bottom, so you gotta wait your turn. And I kind of just do this one. I have like my elbow and my knee and my other arm
Build a
there, and
frame around yourself,
and I'm
yeah.
just fucking just laughing, having a great time down there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, these fucking get them off me.
Oh yeah, man! Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's so
such
much
a
fun.
killer fest. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I've been helping out with it now since what was it? Since Corey brought Razor and Sacrifice, and I think that was in 2013, maybe 2014. And just running stagehand the whole night, just make sure bands are on and off the stage, keep the stage organized with all the
Yeah,
gear and
yeah.
all that stuff, and it's a blast.
Yeah.
Getting to
You're
hang
an
out with.
experienced stage runner for the fest now.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's fun to do, and it's cool to hang out with bands. It's good to hang out with my friends
Yeah.
who are playing the fest,
Totally.
participating. It's fun to play it. I've had the chance to play it a couple times now, and
Mhm.
it's just it's a cool sense of community with a fest like that. And like I said, Corey does a phenomenal job putting that
Yeah,
on.
he really
and
does.
100 plus shows a year.
Mhm.
Bringing stuff in with Ninja Cat.
I was talking with a buddy of mine, throwing around some guessing about like what's the percentage of the metal shows in Winnipeg that you think go through Ninja Cat? I was thinking like 80%. I don't feel like
I would
that's
say
the most
80%. Like I kind of
like-
find it like Corey did bring Anthrax here with Havoc and
Really?
Killswitch Engage. Like that was a Ninja Cat show, which is really
shit.
sick.
I didn't realize that was a Ninja Cat show because they
Yeah.
were just here. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that was huge. But like, yeah, I mean, it hits a certain threshold where like if it's an MPS Center show, I mean, it's not gonna be a Ninja Cat show. But like, when you've seen bands, like Origin and
Mhm.
like Protest the Hero,
so
and,
many
like,
underground
Corey,
bands.
Corey's
and
bringing those
old
bands
school
through, and he's got
bands and-
such a killer reputation for,
Mhm.
booking these shows and pretty much guaranteeing the turnout, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, you put in the work and you got love and passion for it, and
Yeah,
he's just like he's a metalhead, He's just the dude who like did that because he wanted to go to those shows.
Yeah, he
and,
wanted
like,
to have the sickest fest,
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, he's been playing himself for forever.
Hmm.
I think the first time I watched him play was in Putrescence, and I'm like, this drummer is just one of the fastest drummers I've ever seen.
Mm.
Like, this is sick,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like and you mentioned Chadstock as well. That's been a newer one for us.
Yep.
And Tyler and I are working out details and lining up everything for the fest. 'Cause that's gonna be-
You're always pretty right in there with the management on that too, right?
Yeah, like it's coordinating. There's a lot that needs to be done, especially with the DIY
yeah.
fest. Kind of just out in the bush where we're like,
Bring
yeah,
your
we
own
need-
stage.
yeah, we're building a stage. We're bringing all this sound equipment with us and running everything off gas generators, and we've got 12, 13 bands or whatever the fuck it is playing it.
It's 2 days this year?
Maybe. I think it's going to be one night, but there'll be like a day, the half day early.
Right.
We come in, get your camping spot, get fucked up.
That's best. My favorite, arguably, like one of my favorite metal memories ever was that Wall of Death in the pool.
Oh, yeah, when we were still doing Vathek. Yeah, where they split the pool in half.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was pretty epic.
That was a ton of fun.
It was so slow motion, just running as hard as you can.
As hard as you can in water and jumping over each other. Yeah, like that was nuts. And I mean, it's unfortunate we don't have a pool there anymore, but the capacity of the fest is outgrown a front yard.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's the goal. And if it keeps growing, maybe there will be a pool there.
Well, I mean, like last year,
like an earth pool.
I'm looking at the giant side of the open field. I'm like, that'd be sick to have 8,000 people here, but. See if we can get up to 500 next year. That was intense.
I don't know. It's because it's been like, again, it gets bigger and bigger each year. So is there a lot of people that are coming in from like outside of around the local people, or at least like more and more? Because I know most of it right now is probably local people and
still
like
quite
all the
a bit of
people
local
in the
people.
scene.
We don't have anybody like making the trip from wherever 1,000 miles away to come camp out in the bush for a week. And,
if it gets big enough, though, that's like I the reason I asked that is because I feel like that might be the thing that could bring it to that couple thousand people level. Is somehow like making the awareness of it bigger.
Well, I think a lot of it too is just like, again, we're doing with such a DIY aspect behind it. Like we're not applying for grants. Doing the things to bring that income in, but who knows? This year could be huge for us, and basically anything that's made goes back into the following year. So
well, exactly. Make
so
it
this year we'll be able to actually order a stage.
Oh yeah,
get one that's not just built like a deck.
One like actually like pieces of wood that are meant to be a stage,
like actual stage plates that just set up like a table, and then we'll build the frame and roof over it, right? Which is pretty sick. So
it's always fun to just.
And with the expansion too, like we learned, we had a ton of friends who were carpenters that helped out the other day, and we've got
cool.
We've got more bodies to help out this year, which is really cool. It's a lot to put together, and again to have that community where buddy's got a saw and some carpentry skills and frames houses. Oh, cool! He can help build us the wall and the roof of the stage, and 8 of them can put it together in 2 hours. And
how cool would it be if we could like pay rent with that? You're like, hey, I'm a carpenter. Can I like do carpentry for my house? That'd be real nice.
Okay. Yeah, and then you mentioned Winnipeg United, which is always a blast, like getting everybody together and
Winnipeg United. I always fucking have a great time.
Yeah, I've played it twice, maybe 3 times. I can't remember. No, I played it twice because the first time I did it was just like 1-off, 2-off songs. So we did "Deadly Sinners" by 3 Inches of Blood.
Deadly Sinners.
Oh yeah. And then,
I love that falsetto scream.
Yeah, that song. That whole band. Everything about 3 Inches of Blood rules.
Great.
And we did "The Coming Curse" by Iced Earth.
Oh yeah,
which was really fun. And then the following year, you guys called me up with like a week's notice. Hey, buddy, who's gonna play Cannibal Corpse songs with us? Flake, can you learn like 6 of them?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll try 5.
What was that one we took out? Was Pit of Zombies? Was one we didn't do it?
I was like, I can't figure this out right now.
Like they're damn. It's like, man, so why are you trying to do that?
But it's fun and it's really cool. Again, that's another one where kind of has that whole like Roadrunner United thing that they did like 10 years back. Where
I guess that's kind of it was based off.
It was
the
mentality where you have a bunch of different musicians from other bands. Get together and they cover a band that they're into, right?
Totally.
And that was cool because it was like you, me, Tyler, Jordan Diker.
And that was like the first time I really chilled with all of you guys there. Was the first time that I really like spent any amount of time with any of you there. Yeah. And I mean now at this point it's years later. I mean we've all chilled a whole bunch, but
but like it was kind of like that first exposure to each other, right? And getting to meet each other. Yeah, it was wild. It was like, cool, let's go jam these Cannibal Corpse songs when we fucking we had a blast. It was killer.
Yeah. At the old the Marion
old-
jam spot.
Oh yeah, that hole in the wall. Yeah, we sent that thing off in a blaze of glory when we were 12.
Yeah,
That was
I
it.
didn't get to go to that show, but I saw pictures and I heard things. It
There's
was
some
pretty
crazy
intense
videos.
looking. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was intense. Like we went until like 6, 7 in the morning. So we finally said, "Okay, everybody out. I gotta go to work for 9."
Yeah, yeah. Like, could you imagine if like the club shows ended like just whenever the people cleared out, like just however long you wanted, you know, like if it
Yeah, it's
wasn't
just a
like be
bar
out by
that's just
2.
open till like
Yeah.
the last patron stumbles out or
Yeah.
wakes up. You know,
Yeah. Owner just
Insane.
lives there. Bartender's like 24-hour on.
Yeah,
It's like a military getting paid
it's got a
24 hours a day.
7-Eleven kind of ordeal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that old Marion Jam space had a ton of bands, and that was a really cool place to hang.
Yeah, tons of bands going there. Nice little that room in the front with the fucking
couches.
smoking room.
Okay, so when we moved in there, like no, it was only an Endless Chaos at the time. We moved in there, and that whole front room was like filled with drywall and trash. There was like a 3-foot walkway for you to like carry your gear in,
Really?
and the rest of it was trash. And then we're like, oh, we've got a couch in there somewhere. And
Yeah.
so we spent like the afternoon cleaning it out. The company next door got pissed because we filled the dumpster full of trash twice.
Fuck.
And whatever, fuck them. Should have cleaned it
Yeah,
up. But
you
like,
almost would need to like rent a BFI or some shit like that. I don't even know what you're
Yeah,
supposed to
there's-
do with that. Like,
got junk bins or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool. Like, there's tons of bands over in there. I lived close by, so sometimes
Right.
you would just like walk by, check in on who's
Mhm,
jamming,
mhm.
hang out, have a beer, and it was really cool. But roof started leaking. We're there having to bail out the floor and move gear under the spots that
Yeah,
were
and
leaking.
people leaving their gear there. And I remember one time Strecker, when Sel was just practicing,
Yeah,
shared a picture online of him showing up at the practice, and his amp was like out and on and still on, and the knobs were all fucked with and everything. And he was like,
well, yeah, and
Well, what the
you run
fuck?
that,
That was just
you
like a
run
random-
that kind of risk.
Yeah.
Like open jam spaces,
Yeah.
right? Like, thankfully, I'm in a spot where, yeah, I share it with 3 other bands, but we set up and tear down our own gear.
yeah, exactly.
And like we're not pulling stuff from the wall, but
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right, with Ryan's thing, because he puts it away every time. And I remember exactly, he used to stuff his, like, in the side little
yeah,
thing
there's
in
that
there.
busted ass hallway.
Yeah. And it was, like, nicely tucked away every single time. And
Mhm.
somebody else went in there and took it out and used it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty upset as well.
Yeah, I mean, like it's one thing where you ask the guy, "Hey, can I use your gear?" And 9 times out of 10, when you ask, they say
Yeah.
yes. But like,
yeah, you understand.
you
You're
come
in a
in
situation.
and it's like, "Where's my speaker cable? Why is my amp set like this?" Like,
Mhm.
thankfully, I've got like kind of my settings on my amp. I'm
Yeah,
visually
yeah.
memorized, so I know where
Yeah,
things
totally.
are supposed to be. But like, yeah, shit sucks.
Makes you feel like it's not safe to leave your gear there, you know?
Well, that place was the worst place to leave your gear there. We had the main door locked with a combo lock,
yeah.
which had the most reputable
like
gear.
a locker.
like
lock.
no, like one where you scroll each wheel. There was like 4
Oh.
numbers,
Like a suitcase.
like a suitcase. yeah. We had one of those on the door, and then we had the big steel blast door that you had to duck under. You'd smash your head. But yeah, we when the roof started to leak again, we're like, yeah, we're not renewing another month.
Right.
We were told we couldn't do shows there because like the last few got pretty rowdy. So
Oh,
we're like,
well.
hey, fuck it, we're putting on one more show, and we had like 150 people in a room that holds 60.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
I
nuts.
heard it was sweaty in there.
Yeah, it was sweaty. It was a lot of beer, a lot of debauchery, and just like
No barrier between the band and the crowd. Is just everybody just in there?
it's just rowdy. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've got footage that I still have to upload as skunk, but like
Oh yeah.
people just headbanging and just going nuts to some wicked grind. Like Anders from Solanum plays
Yeah,
bass and skunk,
totally.
and it's always awesome watching those guys rip it.
Hmm.
But yeah, that jam space was cool, and there's tons of really neat jam spaces around the city.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a bunch of like I don't know exist.
well, it's
like-
funny because like when I punched in your address wrong, right? Like,
Yeah, you're saying that.
there's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
warehouse close to Arlington Bridge, and it's like the basement of this dank 100-year-old warehouse. It's like really musty smelling, and it's shared, but like it's this gigantic open room, so
Mhm.
everybody's kind of got a corner, and people
Okay.
just leave each other's shit alone. But you can only jam like once, maybe twice a week if
Right.
you were lucky. It was all scheduled in.
Right. There's that spot that I saw just recently before that 90s metal or 80s metal tribute night, just recently at the Handsome Daughter. Right in Osborne there, like right by that bridge underpass by the pawn shop
Maldi,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that spot.
Yeah,
And
Endless-
apparently there's like 3 or 4 bands playing there.
There's tons of bands
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
Yeah. The guy who runs it, Jordan. Yeah, just opened up the basement down there, so there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of space to jam in there. Solanum or Endless used to jam upstairs.
Right.
I can't remember who we were sharing with, but like, you know, there's jam spaces all over the place, and it's cool
Yeah.
because like we were at one on Sherbrooke for a little while. They got shut down by an asshole landlord.
Yeah,
Not worth getting
I
into.
remember that. Yeah,
That guy
yeah.
sucked, but you know, it was cool. We'd go to the space, and
Mm-hmm.
all our buds would be there. You know, we'd finish up practice, have a beer, hang out, and
Mhm.
you know, go home.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, it's always it was great, and you know, we've got this super really sweet jam space downtown at the Grain Exchange, and it's just like
Right.
it's a really cool.
Is that the
view
one you
over
have
the
to
city.
like walk quite a bit down a hallway? I think I
Yeah.
remember seeing a video of James put up.
Yeah,
Like
James.
walking in when you guys were all setting up when you first moved
when
in
we
there.
first
Yeah.
moved in there, yeah, it's a really cool building. Like you walk in and it's like marble walls and
Wow.
stuff, and like I shouldn't be in here. Like 1 square foot of tile is worth more than all the clothes I'm
Yeah.
wearing right now. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Can't afford to breathe the air in here.
but it's sick. Like we're sharing that room. I found like I got Endless and Solanum in there, Skunk, Archigathus,
Wow.
Regurgitated Guts are all in there, which is a really cool scenario to be in. So
There's another spot that I think I'd kind of heard about in passing a couple times. I think it might be. I could be totally wrong about this, but it might be like right near Privateer Studios. I think it's like right across the street from the Cube, and like Propaganda practices there, and like a few other big bands. And it's kind of like up on a third floor, like right across from the Exchange. They have like parties there. All these artsy people.
yeah, I think there's something there. When I was jamming with the place on Sherbrooke, Prop was
Right.
jamming across the hall.
Right. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
always cool. You could go
Okay.
there midday and
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to some prop tunes while you're playing guitar,
Fuck
doing
yeah.
your thing. But never been there. I know there's stuff above the Goodwill. A lot of
Oh,
jam
yeah.
rooms up there, which
Yeah,
are really
yeah.
cool.
Oh, that's where I think above the Goodwill, where Long Term Enemy, they shot a video. That's
Yeah,
what
I'm not sure if they're jamming up there, but like I
No,
know.
I don't think they're actually.
No, Strapless
really
is up
too much,
there. Lingerer.
It was
Dead
like a
Ranch.
club where they shot though. It was like it wasn't a practice room. It was like a club in the day that wasn't open, and they were on the stage, and there was like a bar,
I don't know.
and it was in that same like with the Goodwill and like the Jessica Bridal or whatever. It was right in that same building,
Okay.
and a whole bunch of stuff in that building, and it was like on the upstairs of that somewhere.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
watched the video.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out there actually.
I haven't had internet in like 2 years. So
Right.
It'll probably be 3-4 weeks till after this is released. I'll probably be around to watching it on Wi-Fi.
Well, I'll have to have you over so you can use my Wi-Fi, and we'll
Watch
sit
it.
here and watch us talking. Yeah. Yeah, sounds great. Okay, well, so before we wrap it up here, I got to get you to try some of this hot pepper.
Sweet.
This is last year's batch, what's left of it, and this is this year's batch. So they're all. It's like my dad grows a whole bunch of stuff in his garden, and he grows a whole bunch of hot peppers. He can't eat the hot peppers because he has like some kind of thing. He can't do hot, spicy at all.
But he can.
But
Grow the
he
shit
grows
out of
them and
it.
he gives them away. And there's scorpion pepper. That one's hotter. So try it and just take a duster. Don't get any in your nose because you're gonna regret it. But this
So,
one's
like,
a little bit more
On a
mild.
scale of like 1 to 10, like how hot?
That one, I don't know. It's a creeper hot. Like it's not like burn your tongue skin. It's like burn the air in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
But it's very flavorful.
Got some kick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is, like right on your tongue. That's some spicy stuff.
Yeah, I like it. That's gonna be one of the things here.
And then that one is.
That one is just this year's batch with slightly different peppers if you want to try.
Yeah.
A little more mild and probably a slightly different flavor. There's a little bit of this in that, but yeah, that is.
Some cool colors in there. It's like reds, green.
And it's just the peppers are grown and then dehydrated and then ground.
like ground, yeah.
And it's just nothing like that. Grinding is a tricky process. I
Yeah.
tell you, this shit
Well, you
gets
gotta be dry
aerosol,
enough,
man.
too, yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, put that shit right on.
Right on
a
the
lot of
taste
things.
buds.
I think I'm gonna make a hot sauce out of this actually.
You should.
For Dizzy Mystics. I'm gonna
You should
sell it.
make it seriously designed.
I gotta look up. I don't want to just like sell the first experiment that I make. You know, I gotta like do some trial batches on different recipes because some of them was like before you dehydrate the peppers, you gotta like roast them, and some of them is like you don't dehydrate them, you only roast them. Some have like garlic and lemon and like onion and shit in there. Some of them don't. Some of them just like there's all kinds of different recipes.
Oh, yeah.
Like a yellow, green, red hot sauce. I kind of like green ones.
It's got some nice kick to it too. It's like enjoyably spicy, but like hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just ate some spicy.
Put it on some chicken wings or something. It's
on
great.
wings, burgers,
All kinds of stuff,
ice
yeah.
cream, cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Spice up your life.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go there, but my dad one year he made this habanero ghost pepper jelly.
Oh yeah.
Because in this one there's habaneros, there's ghost peppers, there's chilies, there's super chilies, there's Zimbabwe birds, and not the scorpion is in this one. There's one more I can't remember. That one doesn't have ghost peppers or habaneros, but it's got chilies, super chilies. It's got the Trinidad scorpions, and a couple other ones. And maybe ghost peppers too, actually, but just the turnout wasn't as good this year. But he made this jelly. There's like an apricot jelly. You'd make jelly out of apricots and basically just throw in dried jalapeno flakes. So it was really, really hot, and it was a ghost pepper jelly, which the apricot was just the medium.
Yeah.
And I would spread that on my tortilla before I was making a taco.
Yeah.
So fucking good, man. Oh, it was so
Shit.
because it was sweet and flavorful too. But I would give you some, but we're out.
We next time we'll bring a hot plate.
Yeah.
And just make tortillas.
Yeah,
while
we're gonna
do
have
the
some
podcast.
cooking episodes. Yeah.
A cooking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah. I guess we'll wrap it up here, man.
Right,
Thanks for joining me on episode 1 here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and
that was awesome. Thanks for having me out.
Yeah, excellent. We'll have you back.
In time.
Wow. That's a good sign.
That's sick.
That was fucking so perfect. Wow. I hope that didn't. Oh, I want to like see where that comes now, because I think that
was sick.
couldn't have been more
That was
perfect.
sick.
Wow.
Right